has just been overwhelmingly positive, not only for our students, but I think the learning that has come to us as a result of this just is so profound, so meaningful, and again, as I mentioned, helping us to chart a new direction for JCC as we focused on student success. The Sequin team for 2009, we have finished up one of our projects, and that is to change our value statements. The work has been going on. Some of you have been excuse me, involved in this process, I know. And the President's Cabinet reviewed these on Monday, and they're on their way to the Board of Trustees for their feedback and action as well. But we've taken those. They've kind of gone through an iterative process here for the last few years. We wanted to make them contemporary, but also something that spoke to our heart and our mind as we try to carry out our mission as a community college. These will eventually be online once the board considers action with that. I wanted to give you a sense of the work that we're going after to augment our revenues throughout this year and in future years. These are funding opportunities we're going after, thanks to Rebecca and all of you who've worked with Rebecca in trying to identify how we can take current institutional need, apply them to federal or state mandates as we try to find what is the granting agency looking for, what do we need, and how can we provide a connection, some new creativity, some innovation and ideation that really speak to perhaps the grant reviewers. And so they move not only among instruction, but also technological opportunities, workforce training, as you can see, adult basic education. These are not small chunks of change. These are significant in terms of the impact they would have in our organization. We've also included not only equipment, but also staffing resources to make sure the grants are fully implemented. The administrative side of this and the responsibilities are going to be significant, to be sure, but also have the potential of helping us serve students and also advance our institution, our curriculum, and instructional equipment. So that's kind of the end of the formal conversation and what I wanted to share with you as part of the quarterly report. So let me open up the floor for questions you have, and I'll try to address them. If I can't, I'll dish off to someone else here who might have a more complete answer. So questions? Don't be shy. Okay, that's it. You can go home. No, I'm kidding. No, truly, this is a safe zone. Feel free to ask any questions. Well, the middle college is, I think, an outcome of a deeper and more serious problem. Some of you know that I have a sister who works for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and she shared with me some video and some other things. And the most striking piece, maybe some of you heard me share this before, but the most striking piece that I remember of the materials that she shared with me and talked to me about was Bill Gates, who said that it will be far easier to eliminate disease from all third world countries than it will be to change the education system in the United States. That was pretty profound from a gentleman who is pretty thoughtful in his older years and has seen and done a lot and interested in making significant global change. And so in our little corner of the world where we can only plow about 1 or 2 acres out of this 100-acre field of challenge, I realized that we really had a couple of choices. One is that we can do the same old, same old. We can continue to sit here, and every year we wait and we receive increasing numbers of students who are ill-prepared for collegiate level work. And we invest more and more of our budget into remediation. And we can stay here and we can wring our hands and we can point our fingers that K through 12s aren't doing their job, or we can blame parents, or we can blame broken homes. We can blame all kinds of things. Or we can say, let us put our hand to the plow and let's try something different. I choose the latter. And so part of a more comprehensive strategy designed to help with this is, first of all, understand that the K through 12 folks have a pretty tough job. In talking with the superintendents, I mean, the amount of federal and state regulation that they have is a boatload, to be sure. They're underfunded. They're now seeing serious reductions in their foundation formula. Probably starting this fall, there'll be about $7,000 in their foundation funding formula. They have one counselor for about every 200 students. The amount of expectation needs that some of the students have, they deal with ADD, ADHD, all kinds of issues that they face that I don't think we can begin to imagine. And so I'm not into finger pointing, I'm just saying, what can we do? And so part of our comprehensive initiative, as I mentioned earlier, is to talk about Connect EDU, getting parents and students alike thinking about having a go-to-college plan. Lots of students are coming through, they get up to their junior, even senior year, and haven't thought about college. They've not understood the impact of their grades and the courses that they take, and don't understand the impact of that. And as I had one parent say to me, well, you know, we really don't need to have an education. My son or daughter, you know, they can find a job. They don't need to have a college education. So, you know, what they're doing in high school is okay. And I said, you're exactly right. Not every job available in the United States right now requires a post-secondary credential. However, let me rephrase. If you want to have a livable, wage-providing job, you do need post-secondary education. Otherwise, get used to asking the question, do you want fries with that? And get used to food stamps and standing in line. So that's the challenge that we've got to, number one, accomplish, and that is the education and getting people thinking about a go-to-college plan and doing that as early and as often as we can. I believe Connect EDU is one possibility for that. The second is the work with achieving the dream and understanding what we've got here already and how we work with them and the job that we can do better. Let me tell you right now, we can easily point to the K through 12 system. We can point to JPS and say, you know, we've got a dropout rate in high school of 50%. What do you think our dropout rate is for all of our DE courses at JCC? Almost equivalent. So we've got work that we need to do. Achieving the dream allows us to take a lens and focus a little bit internally about what we can do when we have individuals on this campus. We can take the learnings from achieving the dream and say, how do we leverage that and also help create new instructional processes and supports for systems. We've also said as part of this comprehensive strategy that we can bring high school and college faculty together to talk about mathematics. I think it's probably the first time in the history of this college that we've had that kind of a conversation where we've talked about curricular integrity, where we've agreed on being college algebra ready when you leave high school is the common denominator for all of us. So high school, as you get up there, and we'll take away from that level. And working on specific strategies with our high school counterparts, now middle school and elementary teachers, to be able to accomplish the preparation that they need before they get up to the high school level. The middle college, I think, is born of two things. Number one, it does allow us, I think, as you aptly point out, Tim, it allows us to reach into the organization a little more deeply and influence that curriculum, that education of what we know we need when we get these students at the collegiate level. But it also is an economic factor, too, that these high schools can use their foundation formula funding to be able to pay for these individuals, and they get a double benefit, that they graduate on time, but they're quicker to getting their associate's degree if they're serious about completing their education. That's not solving all the problems, and there's no way we can do all of that. My goal is to position our institution the best we can with the resources we have available to be able to help this big problem. And